Hey, my name is Jonathan and I'm the founder of Rule of 72 Investments. If you're new here on this channel, I help you build technique in your trading using options to gain profit with money management strategies. So today we'll be using the Webull platform and we'll be trading the SPY. First, I like to go on the 1 hour chart and look for highs using my drawing tool. We'll go ahead and we'll get the horizontal line and we'll look for the first high, which is this one. Then we'll start to move lower to the next day or the previous day, and we'll put it here. And then we will go to the previous day again and we would look for the low and we would put that here. And then today's low would be right here. Once we do that, we'll be going to the 5-minute chart. And on the 5-minute chart, we're going to be looking for a pattern. So with my drawing tool, I'll go on the trend line and I'll draw from the low all the way to the pre-market before the market opens. And then we'll do the same thing on the high and draw that to that higher low. Once we do that, we'll be looking for some type of signal that lets us know that we'll be going into a trade, right? So I like to use the 1-minute chart to do my entries. So once you go on the 1-minute chart, you have a better idea of how it looks. And sometimes if the pattern doesn't look as good, if the chart doesn't look as good, you'll scroll in to get a better idea. See how those candles give you a better idea? Now, you see we have, just from looking right here, we have a lower high, right? And then a break of that lower high right here. But then it touches resistance on the top at 378.49, and then it comes lower. So when the market opens today at 9:30 US, we see a break, a rapid break on the 1-minute chart. See that candle? It breaks all the way up. Now, if you was to get in, if we drag that line longer, right, across there, you could have gotten in right there, right, at 378.48. Let me get this out of the way. You could have gotten at 378.49, right, of the break. But we know that there's no confirmation of it moving higher or it going lower. So we look for that pullback, right? Back to this line. So the next candle, we go, and boom. It shoots all the way down on the 1 minute. So if you notice, you probably wouldn't have been able to get filled. And if you would have got filled, the spread probably would have been high. So you would have got filled at not a good price. So you would have to sell it right away before it drops all the way down. Now, if you have a small account, that's okay. You can take that small loss. But with others that have bigger accounts, that would have been a big loss on the following minute. You would have had to take out your trade right here, which is about almost 40-50 points. You know what I mean? A half a point, should I say, excuse me. So, depending on your size, it really depends on how big of a hit you would have took there. So what I did was I waited. I waited for some type of confirmation, some type of signal that says, hey, you don't have to rush into getting into a trade right away. I suggest you wait for some type of signal. It's okay to wait. It's not, no, there's no race here. Nobody's, trying to get in and get out right away, without having some type of signal, because that'd be gambling. We're not gambling here. We're trading with technique and patience, and we're gonna be disciplined, and we're gonna use the right size, and we're gonna get in. So what I did was, let's drag this a little longer. Okay, right about 9:33, I noticed, hey, this is a good sign right here. It's a great sign. And I said to myself, here, okay, this is a good sign. We see it blowing through resistance, coming back in, touching support, then giving a confirmation candle, a hammer, right? Some type of hammer that's letting us know, okay, this can be a sign of a lower low. So if we move, right, and drag these lines a little out. Okay. So if we see here, we get a nice hammer to the downside, and it touches support and it breaks support. Now this is the signal that we should be looking for right here. This right here, because it breaks the trend line, right? Which this, you can consider this a channel, right? This is a channel right here. Let's zoom in. That's a channel. Okay, so it breaks, we get that confirmation, it retraces back up, that gives us a sign, And then it starts to just consolidate, which means that there are people wanting to buy right here in order to sell. So this is a lot of buildup. And here we have a break to the downside. Once broken to the downside, you look for some type of placement to come out of, right? So what I did was I went further back over here. Hold on 1 second. Oh man, what did it do? Okay, so I noticed the previous day, right? We go and we say, hey, there's a lot of touches here. So this might be a good area, which I'll make yellow, to take our first reward. Because the thing is, right, you want to make sure you have your risk set. So that means stop loss, guys, stop loss, okay? We want to make sure that that's set, which helps us determine what kind of risk we're going to put into the trade, depending on where we assume our stop loss is going to be. So for this instance, I put my stop loss here, which will make red. Okay? And I entered the trade here, which I'll make blue. Okay? So I entered the trade here. My stop loss was here. Now we can go ahead and say, hey, how much size can we afford depending on our account balance? Now you can go ahead, this is options trading, right? So you can go ahead and put up to 5%. Okay, 5% max risk. On the conservative side, you can put 2%. Okay? But that's going to be very conservative trading options, depending on where you put your stop loss. So as we continue, I entered, right, the trade right here. Brought a put at 378, and my first target was here. And that's where I took out profit. Now me, I like to scale out. So I was scaling out of this trade. Now, what did I do? I moved my stop loss to break even. This was break even for me. Right here. And what we want to do is, you can take out all your trade. You know, you can take out and close out the whole trade, or you can ride the trend and wait for a signal. And what did I do? I rode it all the way. Hold on. Let's get that. Okay. Move that and get that red. I got out right here. Right here. I took my whole trade out. Okay? I took my whole trade out there. Okay, I took partial right here. I took partial right out here of my trade, and I left the remainder, and I got out right here. Now it's okay, because look what happened. It went up, came back down, went up, came back down, went up, came back down. Okay? So, I didn't take the whole trade out, and I didn't take the last portion out of the trade right where I wanted to at this support at 377. Okay? But that's okay. I got some profit, and I'm okay for today. We move on to the next trade. We close the account out. We close the platform out, and we're fine. Okay, guys? We don't have to really get too caught up in the trade. You take some out. You let the rest ride. See how long it goes. And you wait for a signal to get out. You just don't get out right away. See? And boom. It passes it. Blows right through it. Blows right through resistance. Comes back down. Retraces. And, that's it. So, if we go to my account, it's a small account, building it up. Today I made $128. Okay? Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. $128 for today. We go to the order history, and this is basically what I did for today. Fill time. Okay. I took out 4 trades, 4 option trades. I brought 4 puts at a strike price of 378. I got out of 3 contracts at 124. I left one open to see how far it would go, and I got a signal and I got out at 118. You know what I mean? That was basically it. So to recap, gotta be patient, guys. Gotta be disciplined. Gotta stay a course. Take your small profits. Don't look for huge gains right away. Slow and steady wins the race. And you will be more receptive to taking loss. If you have to, you have to. But make sure it's small and it's already preset. That's the first thing you have to look at. Setting your stop before even looking for profit. That's how you stay in the game and you don't blow up accounts. Trust me. I know. So if you want to gain confidence and learn my technique, subscribe, like this video, and stay tuned for upcoming content. With that, speak it, believe it, and you will receive it.